All right, thank you very much, guys. See you later. All right, guys, update video time. It is Tuesday, October 8th. I'm just now leaving Bill Ackerley's. See you later, guys. Hiked about 11 miles in here today. I actually pulled up early yesterday, which I'm glad I did. I hiked about 16 out of Glencliff in a cloud. You guys, I did an update video as well, and that sort of stayed true. That cloud that I was hiking in, and it was raining on and off, and it was pretty high winds. Coming over the cube was pretty interesting because it was moist up there, and it's real slick rocks on the summit of the cube, so made for some slick hiking. I slid into second base a couple times yesterday. Is what I was gonna explain to anybody who asked me what all the mud on my leg was for. Yeah, anyway, I got past the cube. It was maybe 4 o'clock, and I was passing Hexacuba shelter, and the fire warden's cabin on top of Smarts Mountain was another like 5.3 miles, so it was going to be at least 2 more hours, probably 2.5. So I was probably going to be getting there right before dark. And they didn't know what the terrain was like, so I just ended up pulling up at Hexacuba. So glad I did, because after about 30-45 minutes of being there, it was torrential downpour, high winds. It was actually gusting into the shelter. I ended up pulling my tent out and sort of creating like a lean-to against the wall and onto the floor with rocks. I slept in that, or under that, in the shelter, and it protected me. Some people actually rolled in later after dark, maybe at about 8 o'clock in the middle of the storm. Well, I guess it had sort of passed. It was a little bit calmer at that point. But it was actually that couple from Tennessee, and their names are Lucky and Double Take. They rolled in. I guess they had to hang around Glencliff for a little bit longer yesterday, and get a mail drop. So yeah, they ended up behind me yesterday. So yeah, they rolled in, and they were soaked, and they didn't even want to come in the shelter because the entire shelter floor around where I had set up my tent was completely soaked and covered in like leaves and debris and stuff like that. So they ended up just setting their tent up outside. Yeah, so I'm glad that I did that. What else? So yeah, woke up today, and Hexacube is actually a really cool shelter too. It's like a hexagon with a big center pole. I mean, in good condition without the wind and the rain, it would fit a lot of people. But yeah, when it's high winds and precipitation like that, it sort of eliminates half of the shelter at least that can actually be slept in, because the rain whips in there, because there's no front porch. It's just sort of an opening around the hexagon on one side. But yeah, it's cool looking, and you know, I stayed dry the way I did it, and it had a Penta Privy, which is pretty interesting. Sort of an interesting shaped privy to match the interesting shelter. But yeah, I left out of there, went over Smarts. Glad I did, because glad I did it the way I did it yesterday, because I woke up today, my stuff that had been hanging sort of on my end of the shelter inside was relatively dry. Yeah, went up over Smarts and had great weather all day. Rolled past Bill Ackerley's because he's just a trail angel that welcomes hikers into his home, and it was about 11 miles into my day, and I knew I was going to stop there for lunch and say hi, and ended up, it's now almost 5 o'clock, and I think I pulled in there before 3, maybe 2:30, and I just been hanging out. Hanging out with Bill, and his friend Lauren just came by, and you know, we munched on cheese and crackers, and Bill had made a pie. We ate pie, and I had ice cream, and he actually made mint juleps. Never had one of those. It was delicious. Thanks, Bill, for that. If you get around to watching this video. And then we went out and we played a game of croquet. I almost took Bill down, but you're not going to get the master on his home court. There's rules to croquet that I knew nothing about, apparently. Bill utilized them to his advantage and escaped with the victory. Beat me by the narrowest of margins. It was a good game, though, and it was fun. But yeah, I just left there now. I'm heading back onto the trail. Trapper John shelter is 0.8 from here. I could pull up and just do Trapper John. I don't know. That'd be a mightily short day. But I know that Hanover is, I think Bill was saying it's 19 from here, so that would be maybe an 18-mile day tomorrow to get to Hanover. And he gave me the number of some trail angels in Hanover that would let me stay at their place if I gave them a call tomorrow. So that may be something that I'm doing, because it's getting relatively late. It's almost 5 o'clock, 6 miles. 6 miles to Moose Mountain Shelter, which was my goal for today. Probably isn't going to happen before dark, and I'd rather not be hiking at night. And I'm looking at the topography. I can probably start doing some bigger mile days. At some point, I'm going to start doing bigger mile days, because it's just easier hiking, and it's just a matter of getting out early in the morning. So yeah, I don't know. We shall see. Sometime my next update video, you guys will see just how far I went today, but I'm thinking Trapper John might be it. I packed out a couple Cokes from Bill's too, and so I'm carrying a little bit of extra weight. I kind of want to drink one of them right now. I think I might. Yeah, don't really have anything else to update on. So if I make it to Hanover tomorrow, or I'll definitely make it to Hanover tomorrow. If I end up staying in Hanover tomorrow, then I'll cross into Vermont the next day. That's most likely what's going to happen. I don't know. Either way, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.